Anyways, everybody except the Americans actually arresting some pedophiles.
Breaking news in the last few minutes. We've had a statement from the King. I'm going to read it to you in full. I have learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and suspicion of misconduct in public office. What now follows is the full, fair and proper process by which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities. In this, as I have said before, they have our full and wholehearted support and cooperation. Let me state clearly, the law must take its course. As this process continues, it would not be right for me to comment further on this matter. Meanwhile, my family and I will continue in our duty and service to you all. And that statement has been signed off, Charles R. Well, let's cross live now and speak to our royal correspondent, Helena Wilkinson, who is at Royal Lodge. And Helena, just talk me through, first of all, before we talk about what the King has said in terms of his statement.
You know, like, I'm going to give you a free viral tweet. What was the name of the other guy? Prince William, right? Look at this. What's the name of that tall lady? Hannah. No, 1 year ago. So this was 1 year ago. But TikTok was, at least my algorithm, was spammed. And I mean spammed by videos from this video. By shorts from this video, where Prince William very relatably goes to a pub with actress Hannah Weddingham and they play darts. Yesterday, my TikTok was fucking filled with this, with very wholesome representation of the British monarchy. And then today, boom, shakalaka boom. I wonder why. Well, now I know. It's like, this has nothing to do with my algorithm. Why am I getting these people? Now we understand why. Fuck are these rich twats? She's some actress lady, right? So it's like, oh, look, the prince is so relatable. He's so chill. He goes to pubs. He loves playing darts. He loves grabbing a pint with the boys. And that being like reintroduced to the algorithm right before this happens is some like meta state planning, if you know what I mean.
Talk me through what's happening.
I have no proof. All I'm saying is how I'm seeing it from my perspective.
Royal Lodge today.
Yes, well, the BBC understands that there are searches currently ongoing in Royal Lodge. Let me just step out from in front of the camera. I don't know if you can make out in the distance, basically the gate where we are. This is where we are allowed to broadcast from, but just beyond that, you enter into Windsor Great Park. You then get to another gate. I don't know if you can make out some sort of pink houses in the distance. Beyond that gate is Royal Lodge. That is where the former Prince Andrew lived until recently. He lived there for more than 20 years. He moved out of the property about a couple of weeks or so ago up to the Sandringham estate. He moved out under the cover of darkness, and we know that he still, or we understand he still has some belongings here because he was going to come back after he moved out to come back and get some of them. But the BBC understands that the searches are currently ongoing at Royal Lodge. It's a huge property within Windsor Great Park, and just on the other side of the gates that lead to Royal Lodge, that property, we have also seen a number of uniformed police officers. We also understand that they are guarding the scene while those searches are being carried out in Royal Lodge. We also saw a police officer driving in a car through the gates as well. Those searches continuing, and as long as those police officers who we've seen who are guarding that gate, we understand those searches will continue until they have gone. Those
British people in Chow, what do you think about this?
Searching the property will be looking for various things, of course.
It was obvious he's a sacrificial lamb from the get-go, from one perspective. From the other perspective, it's not really a sacrificial lamb, like he was participating in all this shit.
Computer equipment, laptops, computers, perhaps hard copies as well, while those searches are being carried out. We know that from that statement from Thames Valley Police earlier on today, which confirmed that a man in his 60s, who we know is the former Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, that he had been arrested. Thames Valley Police also confirmed in that statement that searches were being carried out at addresses in Norfolk and Berkshire. Well, the searches in Berkshire are here at the Royal Lodge within the grounds of Windsor Great Park, which is not too far away from Windsor Castle.
From a non-British, this looks like a regular day in Britain. Just interesting to see what actually they will prosecute him on. Yeah.
Helena, I'm going to now take us back to the statement from the King, because we've only just heard that in the last few minutes. It's on the screen for those who want to refresh their memories, but I will just read this part of it. Let me state clearly, the King has said, the law must take its course. As this process continues, it would not be right for...
This generation is the best. Look at this.
Refresh their memories, but I will just...
Look at this,
read this part of it. Let me state clearly, the King has said, the law must take its course. As
pedophile prince and presidents. Meanwhile, Gen Alpha.
This process continues, it would not be right for me to comment further on this matter. An extraordinary statement from the King, basically telling us that this is the law and the law must take its course.
They're amazing. If anybody knows these two kids, tell them the kids will be all right. Anselise, 23 months. Thank you, Anselise, you fucking G. We're so close to Gamma today. Got so close, so fast, thanks to Prince, that fucking beautiful piece of shit. Wait, I didn't even count him. I will count him as 2 Western taxpayers, actually. 2 Western taxpayers. Fucking Prince legend.
Well, exactly, and you'll cast your mind back not long ago when the King put out a previous statement saying that they were, or Buckingham Palace rather, said that the palace was standing ready to support Thames Valley Police in any investigation.
No, critical support for Turf Island. Like, I'm unironically very fucking serious. I am unironically serious. They had people leave government. They are now publicly prosecuting a member of the royal family. The Keir Starmer government is probably going to lose an absurd amount of votes because of their direct connection to Epstein. Mainstream media has now been talking about how the very people who should talk Jeremy Corbyn, turns out they're involved with much more fucked up shit than pretend anti-Semitism. Total Ayub lovely victory. Yes, Rosa looks forever. Were you the person that... Yes, absolutely. Were you the person that was here when we were covering it live? It was fantastic. Ayub lovely is incredible. So, you know, we need to demand more, etc., etc. But still, when a good thing happens, it happened. Let's say good job. This is not bad. The bar is in hell, yes. Prosecuting pedophiles and people losing their jobs because they associated with billionaire pedophiles is a very low bar. But compared to the United States of America, where they get increased support, because I guess touching little children is a key aspect of American culture, is still something. It's still something. Lolo Biga, welcome in. New follower? Very nice to see you.
That they
No, you've been following since forever.
needed.
So crazy how much Twitch lets me see about you guys. It's pretty intimidating, honestly. Like, I can see when you followed, when you subbed, for how long, how many times you've texted. Just click and see all your fucking texts. I'm not sure that's a good thing. I'm not sure Twitch should give that much power to the streamer. It's kind of... I don't like it, honestly. I kind of don't like it. Hugo Palantir, indeed. Dank McMuffin. I think I knew a McMuffin here. Yeah, following since January 16, 2024. Yeah. Somebody give Dank McMuffin a sub right now. What the fuck, man? What the hell are you on? Dank McMuffin, literally one of the first followers, doesn't have a fucking sub. That's disgusting. Hugo knows it's like the back of his hand. You can see it all. The feds can see it too. They absolutely can. The feds know my full fucking name and address, probably.
To be carried out.
Very means necessary. Very based. My Vietnamese friend.
But an extraordinary...
Thank you, Comrade Moby. Thank you very much.
Development again.
That's what I'm fucking talking about. Paying forward like a fucking G, okay? Paying forward like a fucking G. If you don't pay forward and you have the money for it, I do judge you. In every single stream where I get a gift sub, I pay forward. If you're broke, though, then God bless. You know, then God bless.
Following the arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor earlier today, that statement from the King, we weren't sure, of course, whether the King would say anything, given that this is now obviously a police matter.
Waiting for Twitch to add age verification so you can see our face there. And you can see mine. Starts wearing the mask just because of the aesthetics. Turns into an actual LARPer. Hugo actually wears fast to protect identity of himself and his family. Everybody sees Hugo's face. Hugo continues to wear a mask. Everybody asks why. Hugo says, because the LARP is too strong, brother.
And Andrew Mountbatten Windsor.
It's because I'm ugly, bro. And which I am, by the way. I'm fucking ugly. I don't think so. Thank you for another gift, you fucking legend.
Is now under arrest and is in custody. But the King clearly felt like he had to put something out, that he had to make a statement about...
I love how they all like dressed up and went to church.
His younger brother. In that statement, let me just read you that top bit. The King says that I have learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and suspicion of misconduct in public office. The King goes on to say, what now follows is the full, fair and proper process by which this issue, he goes on to say...
I want to live in a world where the monarchy is so irrelevant that if any of them is actually involved in a case like this, it takes like a unimportant news segment somewhere in rural England whenever it does happen. That's the world I want to live in.
By which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities. And he goes on to say, the King, that they are ready to stand by and wholehearted support and cooperation if that is needed. But clearly the King can only go so far now in terms of what he does say, and we've just seen that in the statement that we've had in the last 10 minutes, that there has to be this police investigation, and clearly they won't want to say anything further. Members of the royal family